This is Linda Maddox. I'm at the LaSalle Veterans Home in LaSalle, and I am here to interview Richard Koerner, and it is May 5th, 2011. So, Mr. Koerner, it looks like you served in the Vietnam War.
Yes.
Can you tell me, were you enlisted or did you get drafted?
I was drafted.
And when was that? How old were you?
July 65.
July 65? And
Yeah.
how old were you then?
21.
21?
I had to think of yeah.
And which branch of the service were you in?
I was in the Army.
In the Army?
Yeah.
So when you were drafted, did you go to basic training?
Yeah.
Boot camp?
Yes.
And where was that?
Fort Knox, Kentucky.
And can you tell me a little bit about that, what you did?
Well, it was 8 weeks. We did a lot of physical training, running and stuff like this. And we had obstacle courses we ran through, and that mostly contained that.
How hard was that for you?
Yeah, it's kind of tough. First, well, one of the first thing we had to get up at like 5, and at 6 we were out. We ran a mile every morning for breakfast. That'd give you
pretty strenuous.
Yeah, for every day. Yeah.
So what did you do after that?
Then I went to medical training at Fort Sam Houston, San Antonio, Texas.
Okay. And how long was that training?
That was 10 weeks.
10 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay. And then from there you went where?
I had to leave, and I went to Vietnam in January 1966.
Okay. So what part of Vietnam were you in?
A little place called Phuc Vinh. It was
Okay.
north up toward the Cambodian border.
All right. And you were a medic.
Right.
So tell me a little bit about what your days were like.
Well, a lot of routine, a lot of time, but there was pretty few hairy times. I mean, I remember the first guy I went to work on, mine exploded, and shrapnel went right through his boot, one inside and out the other. And he got really upset. He said to me, I think the only thing holding my foot together is that my boot. I said, no, you got a hole right through, but it's clean at least. Because he went into shock, he'd been in trouble. So. And another time, we were out this is like 9, 10 o'clock at night, all of a sudden, I heard an explosion. And the elder from medics, you're a medic, you just jump and move. You don't ask questions or anybody else, you go. So we got there, and unfortunately, he's trying to fix a hand grenade up for a booby trap, and he didn't have a hold of the handle, the safety guys. It exploded in his right hand. He lost his arm and right half his head. Oh,
Okay. So when something like that would happen and you would have to go out to them,
yeah.
would you try to do any treatment there, or did you bring them back somewhere?
Well, my treatment was Benjamin, if necessary, we had to call morphine syrettes in our bag. You could use like this, go right through even their clothes.
Huh.
But if I did that, we had little signs you had to put on to give
That
morphine.
you'd given them okay.
Give them morphine when and
So then from there, would they be put in an ambulance and taken somewhere?
by helicopter.
By helicopter. Okay.
Yeah.
So how close were you to the fighting, to the front lines?
Well, actually, when it comes down to it, there is nothing not the front line. Everything is. I don't care where you're at. You could be in the middle of downtown Saigon, with the capital.
And there could be fighting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I said the worst I seen at one time. We went out about 450 guys, and we had a patrol walked into an area, and they called on the radio. 14 men walked into what they estimated about 900 North Vietnamese regulars. They were raising heck. We fought. We had a battle for 17 hours. We lost 160 guys in dead and wounded.
Wow.
That was rough.
Yes, that would be. So did you do any combat, or were you just there?
Well, I didn't
To help.
didn't do any. We all carried weapons. It used to be they did, but we didn't wear no Red Crosses either on your helmets like they did in Korea or anything. Not too good of a target to shoot at. We got to
That's a good point. Yeah.
What you got to realize is there's only one medic to like every 30 to 35 guys. You hurt one medic, just wound them. That's how many guys are got problems.
Right.
Yeah.
So, excuse me. What were your living conditions like?
Well, we had tents, which we didn't spend really much time. We spent more time out in the field, sleeping on the ground mostly.
Really? So did you have like sleeping bags or something like that you had, or
No, we just usually slept.
the ground?
We had a blanket like it rained. Oh, the rain was unbelievable. 6 months of the year it was hot and wet, and 6 months it was hot and dry.
Oh. So was it jungle type or
Oh, yeah.
field?
Jungle and rice paddies mostly.
Okay. Thinking of the rice paddies, did you have any trouble with the men and their boots and their feet getting wet? Did you,
Oh yeah, that's not a problem.
Did you have to help treat that also?
No, that one never. I know a lot of guys did. Unfortunately, one time I was walking, and the guys went this way. I said, "Well, I'll change mine." I go a little that way. I stepped in water right up to my neck.
Oh wow!
I went the wrong way.
But that would be the wrong way.
But it was so hot within a half hour, I would dry the bone again.
Really? So that was the dry season.
So good, actually. Cool. But I seen it get as bad as in August. It hit 130 degrees.
Wow.
Well, it didn't change much. I went there January '66 was 92. And I come back January '67 was 96.
Wow. So it's pretty much warm
Yeah. Like
year-round.
hot and wet and hot and dry, period. That's it.
Huh. So when you were there, did you interact any with the local people?
Okay, yeah. I used to take my laundry to one girl.
Uh-huh. And how did they react to the Americans?
No problem. This one little gal, Vietnamese girl, was 18. But she was the kind of girl that you don't mess with her. They said one guy started to mess with her one day. She cut him with a knife, so
Oh, okay.
don't touch it. They had their usual, and the prostitutes and like that, but
So, your daily routine, when you weren't, busy taking people, helping the wounded, what did you do?
well, mostly we sit around a lot or pull guard duty and different things like that.
Okay. So how often do you think how often was there fighting and that you had to be up there helping wounded?
Off and on, I was pretty lucky. Most of the time I was in one spot, seemed like something was going on somewhere else.
Okay.
They had all kind of things. We had a couple guys wake up one morning and found something in their foxhole, an 8-foot king cobra.
Hey, that would be a bad thing to wake up with.
You don't want to. That's one of them things.
Did it bite him?
No.
No.
But he was in a hole, and they had a little hole dug in the side. They dug up what do you call foxhole. And the guy took a long stick and pulled out the canteen there. And he pulled out the canteen and the gun up on his back and would come out like this. Whoa, let me out of here.
Yeah, I wonder how fast he got out of that foxhole.
One guy killed him.
Excuse me. So did you get any R&R or leave to come home?
Well,
while you were?
I didn't really any R&R, but unfortunately I had one leave. My sister passed away, so
Oh, not
they
a good
said
leave.
I had 30-day leave, but then I had to go back and finish my time. So
How hard was it to go back?
that's the hard part, to go back. You know, when you go there, basically you're not really sure what's all about. But once you've been there, I was there like 6 months. You know how rough and tough it could be. Going back made it really harder.
I would think so. So how long were you there after you went back?
I had 5 months left. I had 6 months in, and 30 days counted. is still being there, so I had still 5 months left in a total
Okay.
year or so.
Okay. Hmm. So what did you do when you were finished there? Were you stationed somewhere else?
Yeah,
or-
I had about 6 months left. I was stationed at Fort Sam Houston, San Antonio, where I took my medical training
Okay.
for the last about 6 months.
Uh-huh. So before you were drafted, what were you doing?
I was working at a factory.
Okay. And then did you go back to that after you were
No, I went to
discharged?
another factory.
Did you?
In fact, it was kind of funny one way because one time when I had leave, I come home, went to visit some of my friends down there at the factory, and there was a big newspaper article with my picture in it, and they had it on our friend Rich on the bulletin board.
Well, now, I wanted to ask you about that. You said that when you were home on leave, you were interviewed for the radio.
Yeah, I was first time home on leave. I just happened to be walking up the street, and some lady pulled over and she said, "My name, this is John Nicolady. My husband works for WLPO." He does the interview. You go, serviceman at home. I said, "You ever been on it?" "No." She said, "Would you like to?" So I had about a 15-minute tape recorded interview.
Mm-hmm.
They put it on the radio a week later, so I heard it. And also, when I was in Vietnam, in October, they come around. They said, "Well, we're making tape recordings. These guys will send to your home and the radio station at Christmas time, and they'll play it." So I had about a 4 or 5 minute little thing there. They had no question. They only wanted my voice, so I had to come up whatever I felt like.
Okay.
That was fun.
Yeah. So how did your parents react to you being in Vietnam?
Well, my dad was gone already. My mom was worried.
Uh-huh.
I had a girlfriend. She was worried, of course. I mean, and I have a sister and a couple of brothers. I had one brother who was served in Korea. So,
Mm-hmm.
but
So he knew some of what you were going through.
yeah.
Were you able to write to him?
Oh yeah, constantly. I spent a small fortune on
Did you?
and writing paper. And one thing nice about it, they had any mail we could send back. They didn't charge nothing,
Really?
even
That's
up
good.
to tape recorded. Now, if you sent a gift or something like that, yeah.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
But
So were you able to get letters from them?
oh yeah,
So you didn't
almost
have any
every
trouble?
day.
Well, that's good. Did that help to get
Oh,
those
yeah.
letters?
My sister was nice. She said, "Well, what would you like me to do?" "I'll tell you what," I says, "I want to keep up in the local news. Send me some papers every month." She put them all in the bug bundle and send them to me.
Huh.
Little late news, but at least I knew what was going,
At least
kept
it
on
was
what was
news,
going
right,
on.
right.
It was fun. Yeah.
Um, how did you come to be a medic? Did you choose that,
Well-
or was it chosen for you?
Well, I wanted to be in the military police, but once a long time ago I had a problem, and I got in a fight and had to pay a fine.
Mm-hmm.
So they said, "Well, I'm sorry, because of that you can't be in the military police.
Mm-hmm.
What's your second choice?" I says, "Well, how about medic?" And, it was no big deal. I mean, a little fight with some young guy, but
Right, but yeah.
just enough to keep me out that way.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So, are you glad of what you chose? Being
Oh
the
yeah,
medic?
really enjoyed it. What got me especially a lot of the guys, now to get us used to the sight of blood, they had films that taken during their Korean War and tents and stuff. They showed operations, and a lot of guys all of a sudden you see the door open up, they couldn't handle it.
I can believe that. So you didn't have any trouble with that part
No.
of it?
You know, like there's an old saying, "Sight of blood don't bother me at my own." That's the truth. I started bleeding, especially now I've got problems with, I take, what do you call that pill anyway?
The blood thinner?
Yeah, blood thinner.
Yeah.
And if I cut myself, it's dangerous, so I got to be very, very careful.
Uh-huh.
But,
So did you make any good friends while you were in the service?
oh, yeah.
or-
let's see there. I run into one day. He was from Peru, Illinois, over here, and it was really kind of funny. When I was going over there, we stopped in Oakland, California for a couple of days. I was watching the TV in the day room there, and they had a tape on the TV that they had a 10 to 15 car pile up on Interstate 80 near Ottawa, Illinois. That's right here.
Yeah.
I said, geez. I said, that's funny. That's right in my hometown. There was a guy sitting behind me. He says, what'd you say? I said, what's right in your hometown? He says, where do you live at? Well, I said, a little small town. You wouldn't know what it is. He says, what's the name of it? Well, matter of fact, it's TPU. He said, why wouldn't I know? He says, I'm from Ottawa.
Wow.
he was stationed in California. That was weird.
Yes, you're from just a few miles from each other.
But another situation was really weird. Like I said, I come home on emergency leave. My sister passed away, and got on a train coming into Princeton out here. I met this young woman, 2 young children, and they were getting rowdy, and I started talking to them. Seemed like calmed them down with my uniform on and everything. So she happened to get off there. So I said, just for the heck, what was your name anyway? Okay. So I went back to Vietnam, come back home. I'm going over to Princeton one day, jacket. This guy picks me up in a car, and he says, you know, about 6 months ago, my daughter had a guy, soldier on the train. Here was her father. You talk about weird. That was really weird.
Meeting the whole family bit by bit.
That's your kid. What's your daughter's name? He said, told me, oh, your kid, that was me.
That is weird.
Never did get any contact with her anymore, but in fact, it's too long. I can't even remember. It's been over 40 years.
Yeah. So do you keep up with any of the people you met over there?
No, there's nobody around. Well, we got a few Vietnam veterans here, but not that I knew of.
Yeah. Just, with everything with Vietnam, how were you treated when you came home?
Well, I had no problem basically around here. I was stationed down in Texas, like I said, before I got out. And I run into a guy who was from Berkeley College in California. And, they're troublemakers.
Right.
Well, I did something about Vietnam. He said, what were you in Vietnam? He started on it. He said, don't even start. I says, you want trouble, you're going to find it. I said, I'm not in the mood to listen to you, any of those kind of guys. He backed off with them.
So you didn't have any trouble, though,
No,
here at home?
other than that,
yeah, that's good.
I got treated real good, all the neighbors and everything. I dropped like close to 55, 60 pounds over because of the heat, and I only ate one good meal a day.
Yeah. What were your meals like?
Well, when we started off, we had box meals, sea ration they call them, for about the first 3 months. They were really bad. Then we get hot meals. They were bringing them out to the field in the helicopters. So that improved at least anyway.
So you didn't have somebody right there cooking hot meals for you every day, huh?
Hey.
What about fresh water? How did you get that?
We had that made by helicopter too, but we always had fresh water. We had a couple of canteens.
So you received some medals. Can you tell me what those were?
Well, I got the Combat Infantry Badge,
Okay.
Good Conduct Medal, and Vietnam War Medal. It's a standard medal. Just ordinary medal, not like, bravery medal. It's just like everybody
For your
else.
service in Vietnam or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
We had one guy got the Silver Star, and I don't know why he didn't do better, get one of that. One of our guys got shot. He was in a minefield. They called for help before he find out where the minefield was, and the guy said, "Oh no, he could die out." So he ran right through the middle of the field and get to the guy. Oh my!
Wow.
No, then the explosion. And by that time they come back, they went out and got him because they knew their minds were. Brother, that takes some nerve.
That would be scary.
One night it was the funniest thing. It turned out to be. It wasn't too funny when it started. Me and two other guys are out on what they call listening posts. We were set out in front of the guard in case anybody can get first warning. Well, I was awake pulling guard, and the other two guys were sleeping. All of a sudden, I heard like about 4 or 5 guys coming running right at me. And this is a little village not too far away. What in the world? I grabbed my rifle, and one of the guys woke up, grabbed his. You wouldn't believe what it was. About a 300-pound pig.
Really?
But you should have heard the noise of that thing.
Yeah.
No moon, nothing on the jungle in front of you. You could see. Thought it scared me half to death.
Well,
I laughed after it. That was funny.
So what happened to it?
I don't know. We didn't fire. We never want to give away your position. So
Oh, okay.
I could hear it come by, and I got a look at it, and I thought, oh my God.
That would have been scary. Well, can you think of anything else that happened that you want to tell me about?
Not really too much. The best thing I found out was at the last minute they sent me home 9 days earlier than I was supposed to go.
Oh, well, that was probably good.
So I was supposed to go home like the 7th of January, and just before Christmas, or after Christmas, they sent out the guys out for wedding patrol thing and mission, and the sergeant says, well, he says, you're too short, Koerner, and we'll keep you back here. I said, okay. So when I was working outside the order room, the sergeant called me. He said, come here, Koerner, I got to talk to you. I said, yeah, what do you want, Sergeant? I got news for you. He said, the orders have been changed. You've been going home the 2nd instead of the 7th. I said, you're kidding. He says, no. He said, turn your equipment in, and we'll be here tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. Get on the helicopter. That was nice.
Yeah. Sorry to say, you probably weren't disappointed at that news.
When I got back here, nobody knew I was here. In fact, there's nothing. They had a set up over there with you could call home on big radio. What do they call that? Anyway, you could call from there, from Vietnam by radio, ham radio. That's what it's called.
Okay.
To California, and from California to your home by phone. And the connection, all you had to pay was from California to your home. You had to
Really?
make.
Oh, okay.
You had to make call where you had to pay for it.
Like a
Collect call, person to person.
Okay.
I talked to my mother one time, and the other time I talked to my girlfriend. It was funny because I talked to my girlfriend. It was early in the morning. It was the best time to do it because no static hardly. And I called her. That was in the morning. That afternoon they told me to change orders. So I got back and nobody knew I was even here.
Huh.
I called my mom from California. I said, Mom, this is Rich. Where are you at? That's the first thing she said. I said, I got surprised for him in California, and now I'll be home tomorrow sometime. Oh, my heavens.
At first she was probably worried you were injured or something,
Yeah.
calling that soon.
Yeah, because I talked to her on the phone before, but you had to go to the radio, and it's different. She knew there was something different about it. So. But,
Well, she was probably happy.
yeah.
So one thing I meant to ask you, how were you paid?
How was it what?
How were you paid in the service? Did you get American dollars?
Yeah, oh, yeah. Well, no, when I was over there, we got Vietnamese.
Vietnamese
Yeah.
dollars?
Otherwise,
or whatever?
here we got paid American. Piastres there.
Okay. Did you have any place to spend them there?
Oh, yeah, well, you go to town and I take my laundry and they had soda.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you said you had
That you had to be careful too, because one day me and another guy was on guard. And this is there in the daytime. He had a bottle of beer. We were sitting there talking. He went like this with a beer. I looked and threw that damn thing down right now. He said, "What's wrong?" Take a look. There was ground up glass all in the bottom of it.
Oh.
If I wouldn't have seen it in the sunlight sparkling, I wouldn't eat it. An awful bad. So I said, "Throw it all down. Don't drink it."
So do you think that was done on purpose?
Oh yeah.
Really? Huh. That would have been scary.
Well, they said, well, before I got there, they said there was some young girl, like 7, 8 years old, every day coming into the camp and picking up laundry. She walked in there one day, and her clothing, she had a bomb strap and blew herself and about 5 or 6 guys up. Oh yeah, they're fanatical.
Wow. So everyone had just gotten used to her coming in, and then one day she came
Yeah.
in and...
See, I always went to town with this girl. I don't know, she, you know, you never know if it was really good or bad, you know. But see, he's always nice to me. I could take my laundry and do a whole load of laundry for about $3 or $4. I mean.
Wow, yeah, that's pretty good. And you didn't have to do it yourself, so even better.
Although one day I got in trouble, we went to town. We always must have a pass. Well, one day, heck, I'll go with it. Run into 2 military policemen. Where's her pass? Oh.
Uh-huh.
They took me back to the company and they took me to the sergeant. And I said, "Sergeant," I said, "I know what I did was wrong." And I said, "If you want to look at my military record, I had no bad things against me. I'd appreciate you give me a break." He says, "All right." He said, "I tell you what, I could bust you one rank and fine you up $80. Because you have a good record, I'll drop that." So.
So did you ever go off again without a pass?
No. Just one time when I had the gig. There was a guy there, and MD stopped him, and well, I'll sneak by him once. No, wait a minute, wait a minute, what's your pass?
Uh-huh. Well, at least they gave you a break on that.
Wasn't meant for my good record, apparently. You know, I had one brother who was in the service, and he was in Germany right after World War II was over, during the occupation of Germany. And he, a year and a half, and his guy after roommate you wouldn't believe. The guy was James Earl Ray, the guy that assassinated Martin Luther King Jr.
Really?
After they identified him, I used to go visit my mom on the weekend, and my brother, he never got married. "You know that guy in the paper?" "Yeah." I said, "What about it?" "That guy was my roommate for years." "You're kidding." I said, "You sure it was somebody else, different name?" "Same name, same thing." Definitely wasn't. And leave it to the Army, of course. They put guys, they shouldn't. Just what James Earl Ray was. He was a military policeman. Good place for a guy like that, troublemaker.
Yeah. So did your brother have anything to say about his time when he was rooming with him? I mean, did he think
He said he was a troublemaker. He was always getting drunk, fights. He was no good then.
Yeah, that would be weird.
40 years old later, you don't think nothing about a guy, 40 years you see his picture, that's got to be weird.
Yeah.
Now, I had 3 brothers, one in the Army, 2 in the Army and 1 in the Marines. I had one brother in the Marines, he served in the middle 50s.
Okay.
Yeah. He's one, I had 3 brothers and 2 sisters. I got 1 of each left, 1 sister and 1 brother. One sister lives here in Peru, and I got a brother lives in Elkhorn, Wisconsin.
Well, at least you got some close. Not close. Yeah.
Well, you wouldn't believe what a wonderful brother. 3 or 4 years ago, he came down at Christmas time. Bring me a beautiful clock, radio, lights up and everything. Still got it. And he brought me a Christmas card. I opened up the Christmas card, and I almost had a heart attack. Guess what was in that Christmas card? 4 $50 bills besides that radio.
Wow.
I almost fainted. Oh my God, you gotta be kidding me.
That is a very nice brother.
He never gives me less than $50 for a present. April was my birthday. He sent me $100.
Wow, that's very nice.
No, we went. I went to take that. We went on to dinner. That he come down. That was a surprise. We went to dinner, and we're sitting there waiting a little early, and all of a sudden, look up, my brother comes. Well, I was with my sister. He said, "Yeah, by the way, Rich, surprise." I had no idea he was coming.
Well, it's nice to have family that'll do that for you.
Oh, we went to this little restaurant place, little town I used to live in, called Yuvon. Oh, they got some of the best chicken in the world, I swear. Every year my sister takes me out. She usually picks. I said, well, how about going down there? We ain't been there in a long time. I was born and raised there, and everything. So was she. Spent most of her life there, so we had a good time.
Good.
Yeah. Then they took me out Easter Sunday. We went to the riverboat over in Iowa. So
Oh, good. That would be fun.
yeah, we lost my butt.
Well, yeah, there's that. But
I lost $100.
uh-huh.
We had a good time. The main thing was the family,
Yeah,
Beautiful day it was.
yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Well, I really appreciate you agreeing to be
Yeah.
interviewed. It was very informative and fun, and I really appreciate it.
Okay.